Again, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Today, I want to talk to you about the darkness of dysfunction, how to use the light of truth to pull you out of the darkness of dysfunction in a relationship. I'll explain this to you by sharing this story real quick. Like every morning, I wake up really, really early, and my eyes literally adjust to the darkness in my room. So if I turn on the light, it really messes me up to just be able to adjust the darkness. However, if I turn off the light, I could start to see in darkness. And I believe that's what happens when we're in a relationship that's extremely dysfunctional. We start to get used to the darkness within that relationship, and we don't even see whether it's functional or not. So three things that happens that causes us to be in this darkness and to stay in this darkness of dysfunction. The very first thing is that you actually are accustomed to conflict, to constant conflict. So these are the red flag conflict that you had in the beginning that now you're accustomed to it, you're adjusting to it, and now it becomes normal conversation, which is conflict. I remember I've been married for 25 years, and I remember the first couple years of our marriage, or first year of our marriage, we were constantly arguing. To me, it was like, hey, that's the way it is. I saw that growing up. I thought that was healthy. So, but I was accustomed even before I met my wife to arguing. Of course, we shifted and changed that. But this is what happens in relationships that are dark, that are dysfunctional. The second thing that happens once you do that, you start to actually, what it does, it affects your ability to see the state of your relationship. So what does that mean? That means that you are blinded by this. You don't see, you buried lies within this relationship, which builds on the foundation of your relationship, meaning that you don't know the state of where your relationship, you don't know if it's functional or dysfunctional. You don't know if it's about to end or not. And a lot of people are in a relationship, and next thing you know, the person says, I am done. Well, how did you get there? Why did that get there? Was there a red flag that we're not connecting? Was there a red flag that you didn't actually see or choose to avoid? That's why I said my first point is you're accustomed to the constant conflict. The second thing, you're affected by your ability to see the relationship clearly. So you're not able to actually see the state of your relationship clearly. And again, the problem with all that is number one, I believe blindness is your eyes adjusting to the darkness. I'm gonna repeat this. Blindness is your eyes adjusting to the darkness or the dysfunctional darkness in your relationship. Like I said in the first point. And my last point is when you're there, when you're first of all, you're accustomed to the conflict, you are adjusting to the dysfunction in your relationship. But here's another thing that happens that keeps this thing going. You basically are avoiding talking about your feelings, and you're avoiding seeking outside counseling or outside coaching. You both are now trying to fix it on your own, which doesn't really help. You're trying to, and the reason why we try to fix it on our own is because we get embarrassed. It's like, man, what are people going to think of us if I share about our dysfunction in our relationship? What are people going to think about me if I confront them? All that does one thing, it blocks the truth of light coming into your relationship. It blocks the help, it blocks the truth, which keeps you in dysfunction, which keeps you in the dark world in your relationship. So those are the three things that we do, and the three things that actually happens when we keep avoiding seeing the truth. We assess ourselves, and we don't assess our relationship for really what it is. And we also avoid seeking out help and seeking out or speaking about our feelings within that relationship. So this, I've seen this, I've coached a lot of people. I've seen that happen. And the sad part about this, people could be in a relationship for decades and decades and decades, and at the end up ending it because these things are cancer to your relationship. Okay. Three things that we can do in helping us in any relationship for that matter. Hopefully you understand that. It could be a relationship with somebody that you love or a relationship with anyone for that matter. You want to look at these three things that I'm about to tell you. Okay. The first thing we got to do is you need to align your values with the foundation of a relationship. Basically, align your values, align the values with the foundation of your relationship. What that means is what you value. Is it aligned with your relationship? That's simple, because we don't think about that. Like, what do I value? I value honesty. I value respect. I value spiritually connection. Like me and my wife, we're spiritually connected to the same place. We are agreed upon a lot of things. So we've established a foundation for our relationship. So that's the first thing you got to do. You got to communicate with, like, what is it that you want? What is it that you don't want within this relationship? The second thing is you need to assess the total health of that relationship. You need to assess it. That means be honest and be real. Where is this relationship? Is a lot of times we are in a relationship for a long time and we don't want to like look at it or anything, because we're like, man, I've been doing this thing for so long. I've been invested in so long that I don't want to change anything. Look all the time and energy and money that I spend in this thing. So now we make decisions based on our past versus where we're projecting to go in the future. It's never a good decision to do that. Okay. And lastly, what we want to do, you want to address the underlying issues and ask for help from another relationship, for somebody else that has a healthy relationship. So you want to address the issues. You want to talk about the issues. You want to connect with what is going on, you and confront them, because if you don't confront them now, it's going to come back at you. It is definitely going to come back at you even worse. So conflict, but you need to confront the conflicts, but you also need to seek out some feedback. Like, don't try to do this on your own. Don't try to deal with your relationship on your own. You're against the world never usually works. I've got friends that did that, and they're not together anymore. Because you see, here's what happens. Me and you against the world, right? Well, guess what? Then you isolate yourself, you put yourself in this bubble, and guess what? If it's just you and them, there's nobody else that give you feedbacks. And then when they're your coach and you're their coach and they're all that stuff, and then when they hurt you, what do? You don't want to deal with them. Where do you go to? Where do you escape to? And that's what happened. People get unfaithful and all that stuff. Okay. So again, you need to align your values with your relationship. You need to assess the total health of your relationship. And you also need to address the issue and ask help from healthy relationship, people with healthy relationship, or coaches or counselors. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Please do comment. I do read my comments, and I will talk to you later. Take care.